Hi guys, welcome to the 2018 predictions. I am live right now. I'm excited to do this live stream. I'm excited to bring through the messages for you all that I've been channeling for probably an hour and a half now. And I'm quite excited to share with you all. It is looking like a very powerful, but not in the sort of like powerful way that we've done the last 2 years. Like the last 2 years we've been so much in this like shadow aspects. We're shifting out of that now, like not so shadowy. It's more like we've got the clarity coming in, which is beautiful. So it's going to be a great year, and it's you know, from a numerology standpoint too, it's pretty cool, pretty exciting. So before we get started, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a little bit of a smudge, because I have done other readings in here today, so I just want to just smudge the space. And I'm just going to tell you a little bit. I'm pretty excited. Like, so yesterday I sat down and rewatched the what do you call it, the predictions that I did for 2017, and I had at one point the theme song to The Simpsons running through my head, and I was like, what the heck is that all about? Like, where did that come from? And I was like, I think something's happening around The Simpsons in 2017. My husband came in like today, because I like mentioned to him, I was like, oh, I had that thing, but I don't know if anything happened. Well, he came in and he was like, he's like, oh, there was like a couple of big things that happened to The Simpsons this year. I'm like, what? It was pretty crazy. So like with The Simpsons, they had this whole thing around so they were pulled off air here in Australia, so that we don't get it on Channel 10 anymore. And also they had this whole like kind of thing around Apu, and there was a documentary about it, and The Simpsons are like really going into like how he's portrayed and how he was like, yeah, like there's a big thing around it. I'm like, oh my gosh. So it was really cool, like, for my husband to like find that kind of information out for me and give me that kind of feedback. So it was kind of cool to see that. But yeah, so that was pretty chill. I'm just gonna see whether or not I can like share. I can. Alright, I'm gonna share this because hopefully it won't affect the thing. Anyway, let's see. Okay. So that was pretty epic, and it was such a big year, so so that was pretty crazy. So going into 2018, wow. I found the most perfect little bit of inspiration the other day, and I'm going to repeat it because I think it's you know, I think it's pretty cool. It's like pretty important. So 2016 we were the caterpillar, 2017 we were the cocoon, we went into that cocoon space, and 2018 we're the butterfly, and we can like let out our wings and, you know, fly, which is going to be really cool. So but I'm really excited. So this is a universal 2 year, but it's also, you can also read it as a 11. So, you know, you add all the numbers up, it's like 11, but then in numerology you put it together, it's 2. So I pulled out, like, I asked for a tarot card for it. So we've got like a primary tarot and then a secondary tarot. But the overall tarot for the year is the High Priestess, which I love. The High Priestess is totally my card. It like represents the Virgo, it represents the intuition, it represents the subconscious, it represents the mystery, it represents the higher powers. It's like all the good things, right? So this is the overall card from a numerology standpoint, but for general for this year. She's so connected in with Persephone and fertility, and with the divine feminine, with Isis, with who else was it, and Mother Mary. I think Mary would be, anyway, this is very feminine. This is a divine feminine year. Even number 2 is the divine feminine. This is a year where we're going to see the she, like the divine feminine she power, like just completely rise up even more than it. Like this last year it's been like happening, but this is going to like, it's going to nurture and overtake everything and wrap it up in a bubble of like protection and love and nurturing goodness. But it's like because it's gonna allow so much of emotional healing for so many people yet again. Like, I mean, that's what we've been doing. We've been like healing and healing and healing, but this is like a collective. The intuition level of the collective is going to be like through the roof. Like, it's going to be powerful. So this is like this 2 number. It brings together unity. This is bringing us into this unified space. It is union and the end of division. There is a balance with the feminine and masculine energies. Sorry guys, I've got notes because I've got like 6 pages of notes down here. I'm like kind of having to like, otherwise I wouldn't have room in my brain for this. This is about bringing clarity to the mysteries. So many of us have been like experiencing like the like we're like, oh, it's still a mystery, I don't really know. There is clarity coming up. And I think the best way to put this year is it is the year of spiritual enlightenment. We get enlightened around pretty much most areas of life. This is about us listening and trusting our inner voice. This is about being true to ourselves. This is a highly creative year. This is a feminine year. This is a creative year. Like, we can create. You know what I like about the number 2? That's my number. Like, that's I'm born on the 2nd of September, so I'm a Virgo with the 2 number. So it's like very, very feminine frequency. So this is like, and I love it because I created my my vision board, and if you haven't done one, you should totally do one for 2018. And I picked my word for the year, which is she, and I was like, now looking, I'm going, this is the most perfect word to be like experiencing and working with. And last year, like 2017, my word was expansion, which is what 1 is all about. It's like beginning, the new beginnings, expanding. So I love when those kind of synchronicities come up. But if you want to get more in touch with the feminine energies this year, and like, you know, so it's the feminine, we've got the moon energy really being potent in there. So this year I expect to see a lot going on with the moon, and the collective being more affected by the moon than ever before. The other thing that they're bringing up though with this is that there's a lot of like subconscious stuff going on. So this year we're going to have a lot of subconscious stuff coming up for us to acknowledge, to see, to work with. But it's very yin. It's very yin. It's very like receptive, and it's like finally as a collective we are receptive to this process, and receptive to a lot, to being actually really healing, properly healing. But I love that we're moving from a year of like I am, because that's been like a huge theme this year, is like I am, to we are. So we're from I am to we are. This is about us coming together like we are love, we are light, we are connected. And I think that's what I like about this year, is like this real connection between like humanity as a group, but also connection between ourselves and the higher frequencies, the higher beings, it's where we realize that we are one with all. And I love that. I am so excited for that. This year is going to be like, it's about peace and visionary energies, and opening ourselves up to these new possibilities, to nurturing, to compassion, and to see clearly where we have gotten stuck in the past. And I like that. There is like some incredible clarity that is going to be coming in for all of us. It's like this year it's been like all these illusions have been falling away. That's what 2017 has been, is all these like illusions falling away. But 2018 is all about us seeing the truth and realizing that we don't have to be shackled by it anymore, that we can break free from it. And the secondary card for it was the devil. So we've got the secondary card is the devil. And this is all about realizing, okay, yes, there's like, it's like we're stuck. We see that we're like, we think that we're stuck because of external forces, that other things have caused it. But this is about us realizing that the only chains that are around us, the only thing that is stopping us is ourselves. And that once we break free and realize that we can just release, like when you look at the card, there's the masculine and feminine bound by these chains of the devil, or like, the word that's coming to mind, like patriarchy, is the thing that's caused, like we're seeing that's the problem, but instead realizing that we are the ones that can just remove them. Like we're the only ones that are holding ourselves captive, really. The thing about the Devil card, this is about like materialistic things and addictions and bad habits and you know, negative behaviors. That's what all of that is about. But the positive aspect, it's like this is very much about us as a collective being in such a state of instant gratification. But what this is really, the year is going to be about, is about us transitioning from this point of where we are needing instant gratification, but into long-term fulfillment, which is, I think, really exciting and really it's gonna really shift us, I think, as a collective and even individually. Like, you know, you are gonna move from this one state of like, well, this is what I want and I want it now. Like, and I think that's been such a hard thing for the younger generations in particular. We're so used to getting it when we want it. Now it's like moving into this state of going, actually, this is our, you know, long-term fulfillment, seeing what really matters and really moving into that. This is also going to be a great year of finding peace and closure. And I think that that's what a lot of us need. Like, we have felt like the wounds, that, you know, like we've been cracked open so much that we cannot find the closure because we've just been like, it's like vulnerability to the max. So now it's like bringing you closure for all the stuff that you've kind of been through. And even the stuff that you don't come through, it's like suddenly you feel the peace, which is enough of a closure. This is a year where you might find that you face the same challenge twice. So it's like, you know, maybe you go through two different relationships and they just seem to be almost symmetrical or like identical in their nature, or how they unfold is extremely similar. But it's like, are you really learning that? Like, if you haven't learned the lesson the first time properly, then it's like, here's the repeat on it and then you get it the second time. This is an extremely strong year for water and for the moon. And I'm not really sure. I should have worked out what the astrological sign is, but it does feel very like this is like an overflowing watery energy. But like I keep saying, this is super, super highly intuitive year. So the colors that are kind of coming up before I go into like the rest of the channel, we've got indigo, we've got so we've got lots of purples. So we've got two purples. So we've got indigo and shapeshift. We have Magi, which is the one, this is like the main color for the year, Magi, which is all about reconciling differences and us coming together, being united. But then we've got like, we flip from these like beautiful cool colors into these extremely warm colors, and it's like, how beautiful when they come together. They're like beautifully together. And in this, we've got like success and fortune and staying committed to our dreams, and staying committed to things, and also natural touch and like physical, like we're getting physical. It's like we've got all these high frequency energies, these high like connective energies, but then we're getting grounded and we're able to bring and merge the two together beautifully. So this year we have an integration of the third eye, the throat chakra, and the solar plexus, the sacral, and the root chakra. So these like, so last year was very much about the heart energy, but this year it's about like, we've got some like really tribally energies coming in, some really low bassy kind of, if you want to put it as a sound, it's like a drum coming in. But then we've got all these beautiful higher frequencies that really are shifting us into a space where we can kind of go from you know, like we can go really low energy of like basic connective energy into this really high frequency. It's the merging of the two. So bringing the collective, we are going to be going through these shifts. So if like, and I would expect that perhaps maybe from it, like if we looked at ascension symptoms for next year, I would say we're looking at a lot of like maybe headaches or eye tension, or even if you really struggle with your eyesight, you may find that you're receiving a lot of like intuitive upgrades around your third eye. So for some of you, that may be more of your alley next year. But also we're going to have a lot of healing around the womb space again, and more and more and more of that. That's going to be a major element. But it's like, this is going to be a great year for success for people, financial success. It's going to be a great year for public recognition and overflow of freedom and self-expression, creativity, like general creativity. It's going to be powerful and beautiful. This year is like, there's a lot of like higher perspective, seeing things from a higher perspective, and it has been a theme over the last few months as we're building into next year. It is all about the higher perspective. A lot of us are going to be shape-shifting from this, all the internal shifts that we've had previously. We've shifted through it all, and then we're shifting into this new version of self next year. And it's finally like the external reality is matching the internal reality. More people are going to awaken. More people are going to awaken on a higher level. So those of you that are awake, be there for those who are awakening. If they have questions to ask, you know, answer them the best you can, or encourage them to meditate and to connect and to go within. This is about connecting with your inner magic. This, like, your intuition is like your biggest connection to magic. It makes you realize, go, holy crap, did that just happen? It's like it's like seeing real magic happening, or experiencing a real sort of magic. This is about us really ready to connect physically. It's about us connecting with all of our senses as well this next year. This is about, we will be reconciling differences and forgiveness, releasing fear, unhappiness, and confusion. You can see the truth through illusions this year. So this is what's really exciting. It's like we've gone through a crash course of like how to see an illusion, like clearly. Because we would go through it and then suddenly we're like, oh my God, what just happened there? Like, what just, like, I thought that this situation was one thing and then suddenly it's not. It's like this sudden realization that it's like breaking down and breaking through, and now we can go, oh my God. But now it's different. You have this clarity around, and you can see the truth, and we can see the truth so clearly. It doesn't matter what it is. And I feel like, especially with politics this year, like, we are all going to be able to call bullshit on that so easy. And the collective that have always just kind of gone along with it is going to be standing up and going, that's not good enough. That is not the truth. We want the truth, and you need to bring it, basically. And even though we're going to still go through a lot of stuff, but because we've got this clarity around it, we have this like weightlessness feeling on our shoulders, this weightlessness of self, and it's really it's like we have that peace, and that's why that peace energy keeps coming in, is because we have this peaceful sense around what has been. And it's like, now we know when we see the truth, and because we can trust that truth, and trust that inner knowing that it doesn't matter what they're saying out there, you know, and you can feel it. The other thing that's going to be really strong this year is dreams. So yes, we've had a lot of dreams this year, and we've gone, what the hell do they mean? Dreams are going to be a bit more reliable this year. Like, you're going to get a bit better clarity around what they are and what they mean. And it's really about you connecting with those subconscious messages and getting clarity. So the one thing that Spirit really has brought up is you need a journal this year. Please write down all of your intuitive hits and take time to reflect upon them once a month, and come back and go, oh my God, that's what that was, you know. And it's about you really learning the symbols and the meanings that are coming up. So make sure that you get yourself a journal at the beginning of this year, and write down, even if it's a diary, like if you get a 1-page diary, so every day has a page, use each page as a, you know, here are my intuitive insights for this date, and then you can backdate it. But they're saying, look, it's really important that you do that. Your psychic energy this year, your intuitive energy will be off the charts. So be aware and take time to acknowledge them, because that's what it needs. It needs the acknowledgement. They're really, it's going to be a great year for writers and poets and collaborating. Collaborations are going to like go off the chart. You like start collaborating with someone, like you will see how quickly that takes off, how powerfully that can shift things. The fairies are going to be busy this year. I was like, what guides are we really working with this year? Fairies are going to be like super busy. The like we call them like intergalactic beings will be quite a lot more present than we have had even in the past, even this year. But you're going to feel the truth around them. You will know and see the truth around that, I think, a bit more. The other thing is the angels are going to be quite forefront. But the Magdalene frequency, the Rose frequency, the She movement, goddesses, that's going to be like, you know, and I know that that's pretty much like most guides, like you've got it all there, but, you know, it's more of these like higher kind of guides. So, all right, where are we at? Subconscious messages coming through. Nope, none of that. Retreating to nature. So they're calling upon us to do retreats, but it's in retreating to nature and listening to the wisdom from it, because it's going to benefit us quite a bit. There's a need for alone time, but it's very specific alone time. So it's like you have to kind of, like, be it through ritual or be it through, you know, just doing a reading for yourself, or, you know, how you start your day. Maybe it's 5 minutes to yourself in the morning, but there is a need for alone time. Moon cycles, moon wisdom is going to be very forefront. Nesting energy, Virgo-like organization is going to be coming up, so you might find that you're just nesting around the home and you're like, why am I doing this? Well, there's I feel like perhaps maybe 2019 will reveal more of why we were doing that. And I think 2019 is going to be huge. It's going to be a 3-year. I cannot believe that's going to be like a whole nother level. But 2018, there is this need to kind of organize. There'll be a lot of trends around homewares and home-based products next year. It is going to be even more forefront, I think, than anything else. Like, people are going to want to be doing the home-based stuff a lot more. But what that is, this is like coming out on a physical level, but what it's subconsciously really there, what they're trying to do. So be aware that you could end up spending too much there. So you need to be aware not to kind of be in that addictive kind of materialistic state, but making your house a home. But this is actually what it is. It's about your body and about finding that home space within this body and this temple that you are in. This is a year, as a collective, we will learn to go beyond our differences. That is what is so exciting. That is the deal, right? That is the biggest thing. Go beyond our differences and unite. In particular, what they were showing me is that men and women will be able to come together and unite there. But what you'll see, I think, what we're going to really see as a collective, we're going to see, I can feel someone touching my head. So what we'll see is that we'll have the masculine uniting all through the masculine, and coming together from all different races, all different cultures, all different belief systems, finding unity as a masculine and healing the divine masculine. Then we've got over here, we've got the feminine coming together, moving beyond differences, different beliefs, different skin colors, different, different reality, all of our realities, healing them, coming together there, uniting together as the feminine. And then together as the divine masculine and the divine feminine, uniting and finding union and finding that connection, which I'm really excited about. And the last thing they said was, we encourage you to connect with yourself, with your inner self, with your intuition, and with others this year. So it's a year of connectivity. So I'm really excited. It's going to be a beautiful year, I think. I think it's going to just... it's going to blow our minds how much humanity can bring about next year. I think it's going to be powerful. Okay, so I don't have as much time as I'd like to today. I'd love to be able to go for an hour on this, but we're going to now do the cards. and I'm going to do it as quickly as possible because I don't want to go into it too long. But I'm going to do it, I'm feeling this calling to do it into 4 quarters. So we're going to do the first 3 months, the next 3 months, the next 3 months, and the next 3 months. That's right, isn't it? 3, 4, well, yeah. Anyway. 4 months. First 4 months. Oh God, my brain's just goop. My kids have been not sleeping, so I'm like goopy in the brain. Okay, let's do the 4 quarters of the year because I think that's very feminine. I think it's like cyclic in nature. So let's go through the cycles, the 4 cycles of the earth this year. All right. So the first cycle, the second cycle. Third, and the last one. Okay. I just want to put one more in here. Alright, so here we go. First cycle we have, well, we have Find Your Bliss, we have Reach Out, we have Destiny, which is funny because like the High Priestess is a lot about fate and destiny, and number 2's got a lot of like fatey destiny energy, and then we've got Clarity. Oh my gosh, like they're basically all the things that we were talking about, right? Okay, so in the first quarter here, there is going to be a lot of people like seeking their bliss and seeking their, like following the path of love and following the things that they love to do and be and experience, because that is aligning us. That is bringing us to our soul purpose and what we're doing here, why we are here. This is also about us reaching out, and this is about, I'm going to read the little thing on here. It says, I reach out my hand and heart to connect and unite all of humanity. I think that that is exactly, like if there was a card out of this deck for the year, that's what it is. Like Kim Dry's Conscious Spirit Oracle, that's the card for the year, right? Then we've got Destiny, and this is about us finding out and working out what our mission is for the year, or it could be our entire purpose of why we're here. Like some of those answers can happen this year, like the year coming. That is possible. And then Banishing the Fog of Illusion. The first quarter is really about us like working out what it is we want, why we're here, what our purpose is. But even if we don't work out exactly what it is, it's about us serving in a space of love. And when we serve from that space of love, then we will get our clarity. Then we will see, I guess, that real truth. No more illusion. We can break free of that. And really seeing like that our spiritual gifts or our gifts in general, like our, our abilities and our gifts, they are here for a reason. They are serving humanity in a way that perhaps we just, we never thought possible. Okay, so the next quarter. This is interesting. And that does feel very summery to me, like extremely summery. I'm going to reflect upon that at the end, but that feels very summery in its energy. Very light, very open, very bright. Okay, so we've got, all right, the next season we've got adversity. So we've got some challenges coming up in the next season. So I'd say this would probably be April, May, June. I would say April, May, June. That's what I'm feeling. Maybe. I'm hearing more May though. This is more in May. Then we've got Earth Angel. We've got Reach for Your Dreams. And The Present. Whenever I see this card, I think this is really autumn. Like this is very autumny in its energy. This is like really like, this is like letting go. Don't worry about anything else. Just let go and be still. Be in the moment. Exist in what you are in. You never know when everything may fall away, sort of deal. So this is about you going, this quarter really is about you being a bit of a guardian, being a bit of a protector of the earth. This is about you reaching for your dreams though. Like there is, I don't feel, and I like even moving forward, it still doesn't feel like we're quite ready to stop and pause yet. This is about us really like still going, overcoming any challenges that come in around us, moving forward as a collective. I'm feeling like a lot of dance and almost celebration at this point. Maybe as a collective we overcome something quite big, or we overcome a big hurdle as a collective and we can celebrate it and celebrate it. And I'm seeing dance, like people are dancing all over the world, like, but this is, okay, so they're saying there'll be moments during this point of letting go and being present and being still where we will need to go into that nothingness feeling from May into June. And when we get those moments of feeling that nothingness, to know that just because we're in this state of nothingness doesn't mean that we're not doing something. This is where the subconscious is very busy. This is a very busy subconscious point. So it's like keep working towards on the things that you can, but the things that you can't, like let it be, let it go, and know that it's doing its thing, it's doing its work, it knows what it knows what it's doing, and this is where the universe is doing its work. You just gotta like let go, be still, and wait for the next step, okay? Alright, so this is more like July. I feel like maybe like mid-July. This energy starts to come in. So we've got, these are good cards. All right, we've got Journey. We have Prosperity. We love this card. We love the froggies. We have Gratitude. And this is really a heart space month, like a heart space quarter. And we've got Spirit Guides. Okay, so with that, I love this. It's like, okay, we're going to take some time. This is something that came up in a lot of readings that I've been doing recently for next year, is middle of next year. So when it comes to the 30th of June, collectively we need to do a cleanse. If we can do it all together, this will really help us shift into this next point. Okay, so we need to collectively do a cleanse. So smudge yourself, smudge your house, smudge your children, smudge your pet, like just like, you know, sound therapy, whatever, salt spray, whatever you do to do a clearing, do it. I feel like the moon at this point, there might be a moon around the June point that is very collectively helping to do a clearing. So this is like, it's about creating this clean slate to move forward. That's why. That's what it is. It's a clean slate point. You know, it's like a mini year in a year sort of deal. But this is like, I feel like there's going to be, there's some money that's coming in at that point for a lot of people, where we need to go and like just show our gratitude for it and be thankful for that, because I feel like there is quite a bit of abundance there for us. In a way maybe that we didn't think. Maybe it could be your tax return coming in. But also there is abundance of spirit guides. There are new guides coming in. Your old guides are still there with you. There are a lot of messages coming up. Very, very prosperity in multiple versions. So I would also put abundance in there as well. So prosperity is like financial abundance, but we've also got like this abundance of, yeah, good stuff. And there also, so the other bit is here, help from unexpected places. So perhaps maybe there's like a miracle that you'll get to see or witness a miracle in your own life. And that I feel like some of you may be really struggling financially, so know that there is a miracle coming for you at that point. So don't fear it, just trust that it's coming, that it's helping. Your guides are watching over you and protecting you. And that feels very spring-like, I think. Like looking at that, I think heart energy, it's all green. It's all green. Whenever I see that, the prosperity, I always think spring. So there's that very spring-like energy. Right. Okay, interesting. This is an interesting end to the year. All right, we've got the Earth Elemental, which is very feminine, Mother Earth. Then we've got love, more heart energy. It's like we're shifting from this like intuitive into the more feely based stuff, the more heart space stuff, the more sacral chakra stuff as well. And we've got release and let go, and Archangel Michael. This is doing your protection. So know that it is safe to release at the end of the year. It is very safe to release. It's almost like we've got that there's like a winter at the end of the year. It's like, even though we've got this autumny stage, or even a winter, there's like, it's almost like there's two. I would say there's almost two. Actually no, I'm gonna go, we've got a summer, then we've got a winter, then we've got a spring and an autumn by the end of the year. This is those like last few months are really about just being with your loved ones, really getting grounded in that love space and that heart space, and releasing and knowing that you're safe. This is the big thing that's coming up. It's like you are safe to release any fears or worries or doubts, or what if it's not going to work out, or what if it's not going to happen. It's like no, just release it. Know that it's like the only thing that matters is love right now. Like really, and I think it's a collective of fears. Maybe there's going to be some like collective group healing around fear. It could be, it feels like an earth collective thing. But also that there's abundance coming in. I gratefully accept the abundance the earth bestows upon me. This year is so much about that feminine energy, which is receptive and receiving. It's time to receive. It's receiving nurturing. It's receiving abundance. It's receiving, all the things that we need to flourish, because that's what the priestess is all about. She's all about, being in the receptive state to receive her wisdom, to receive her higher knowledge, so that she can then put into practice those things. Because what's the point of knowledge if you're not practicing? So this year, like, I really encourage you, if you don't have one, start a spiritual practice. Get yourself your first deck of oracle cards. I'm going to release my oracle deck, so, maybe get my oracle deck. Get yourself a deck of cards. Really work with that energy. Work with the wisdom that comes from it. Develop your intuition. And there's going to be an influx of new intuitives out there, so I'm excited to see how they all come about. But this is going to be the year that we are intuitive, that we are like, this is what it is. This is what we've been working to. And I know I'm probably going to get like really hyped up about this right now, but we have been working towards this energy. This is what the ascension process has been about. This is what we have been going through for so long. This is why we're getting ascension symptoms, why we're dealing with all of this stuff, why we're going through all the hard stuff, because we're up leveling. This is what 5D looks like when our intuition switches on. This is the evolved human, where we are properly in tune with our intuition, where we're properly in tune with our emotions, where we are functioning properly, where we're not shut down anywhere, that we're able to process things normally, how we are able to be more compassionate and more empathetic and more, have that connection that is not just mental, it is about this deeper connection. These are the evolved humans that we are becoming next year. So this is what it's all about. 2018 is what it's all about. It's why we've been going through this stuff. And so now, finally, we can be in this state where we are more evolved, where we are able to, and that's what's been missing, is this evolved, like, intuitive, compassionate state that has been missing from humanity. That is why we've had suffering. This is why we've seen hurt. This is why we've seen people in pain and dealing with so much horrible stuff around the world, because we have lacked the intuitive insights, and we have not been listening to the guidance of the universe, but also we have not been listening to the emotional intelligence that comes with it. So, that's what it's all about, guys. That's what it's all about, and I'm really, really excited to see how it all goes. So I want to say thank you so much to all of you that have been with me throughout 2017, and I'm so excited to see what 2018 brings you all. If you'd like to get a personalized 2018 reading, I have a special on right now until the 24th of December 2017. So you can get it for $97 for your entire reading for the 12 months, which pretty much gets you like the same amount of stuff that we've just done here, but as an MP4 and obviously personalized. So if you'd like to do that, please head over to the Facebook page and you'll be able to do that there. But otherwise, thank you guys for joining me. I wish you happy holidays, happy solstice, Merry Christmas, and whatever else you celebrate at this time of year, and hope that you have a fantastic time. And remember, what matters the most is spending time with your loved ones, and also spending time to like nurture and love yourself during this time. This is still important for us to like take time to listen, because this is what it is for this time of year. Like, you don't have to go, just like listen and then take action accordingly. So thanks so much for joining me, guys. I send you so much love and I look forward to 2018.